Do you want to be able to play your triads up and down the neck? And do you want to be able to play rhythm and lead together? Well, I got just the exercise for you. We're going to do this in the key of A, and we're going to use the 1, 4, and 5 triads in that key, and we're going to move all the way up the neck, and I'm going to show you how we can do this. So first, let's start by going over the triads. So your 1 is your A, your 4 is your D, and your 5 is your E. So your first triad is going to be just part of this A shape right here, and it's going to be on your D, G, and B string on the 2nd fret. So that's the first triad we're going to use. And then connected to that is your 4, which is your D chord. And that's on your 4th fret of your D string, your 2nd fret of your G string, and the 3rd fret of your B string. And then your E major chord is going to be up a whole step with that same shape. So you're going to have a D string 6th fret, G string 4th fret, and then B string 5th fret. And then you're back to your 1 chord again. So this is connected here to your 5, and your 1 chord's right here. 7th fret of your D string, 6th fret on your G string, and 5th fret on your B string. And then connected to that, you have your D chord. And that's right here. That's the same shape as your first A chord that we went over. That's on your D, G, and B string, barred on the 7th fret. Up a whole step is your E chord. So that's barred on the 9th fret. And then connected to that, you have your A again. This is the same shape that we did up here for your D and your E. So that's the 11th fret on your D string, 9th fret on your G string, and the 10th fret on your B string. And then we're going to go to our 4 chord, which is our D. That's right here. So that's 12 on your D, 11 on your G, and 10 on your B. And then up a whole step. This will be easier on an electric guitar, but we're just going to get to where this repeats. You're right here for your E chord, and that's 14 on your D, 13 on your G, and 12 on your B string. And then right here, you have your A chord again, or your 1. So that is the 14th fret barred on your D, G, and B string. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to play the chord for 1 bar, and then we're going to do a lick, and then we're going to go to the next chord. So we're going to change chords, and we're going to walk right up the neck with this. So we're going to go 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1. You're going to establish your rhythm. And that's 1 and 2, E and 4, E and a 1 and 2, E and 4, E and a 1 and 2, E and 4, E and a. And you can do some variation of that, or you could do something simpler if it's easier for you. But we're going to do that for 1 bar, and then we're going to do our licks, and then we're going to go to the next chord. So the idea here goes like this. So we just did it right up the neck. On this channel, we like to talk guitar, and we like to try and get better at guitar. So if that's something you're into, please like and subscribe. Some tips here. Try and land the end of your lick close to where your next chord is. So if you can have one of your notes from your next chord be where you end your idea, then it's a lot easier to grab that next chord. So something like this was. And I landed right here, which is the 4th fret of your D string, and that makes it easier to grab onto this D chord right here. And I didn't land inside of that 5 chord, but I landed here, and then I just slid up to the 5 chord, which makes it easier to get there. So, you know, think about your hand positioning when you're doing this. And if we're going to go into the scales that are around this, a lot of it is just the A major pentatonic. And you can throw some other notes in, like if you know where you are within your D major scale or your E major scale, you can use those to solo over. But a lot of this, when we're here, we're sitting inside of position 1 or form 1 of your pentatonic. And then that 4 is also inside form 1. It's just you're adding your 4 note to it, which makes it more of a major scale. Then your 5 sitting inside of your form 2. And then when you're grabbing your A chord right here, this is part of your A bar chord. That's sitting inside your form 2 as well. And then when you're grabbing this D, you're in between your form 2 and your form 3 of your A major pentatonic, or the same as you were for your A major chord when you're down here. You were inside of your form 1. Well, now you're inside of your form 1 of your D major pentatonic. You can either use the form 3 for that of your A major pentatonic, or you can use the form 1 of your D major pentatonic. They're both going to sound good and they're both going to work. When you go up to your E chord, it's the same option here. You have your E major pentatonic. I like to add in the 4 to my pentatonic, which really doesn't make it a pentatonic anymore. But it gives you some cool ideas. Your next shape was your A. This shape is always sitting inside of your form 4 of your major pentatonic, so your A major pentatonic. And then you're moving on to your D. Your D is in your form 4 of your pentatonic, or if you're familiar with the shape from down here, you were sitting on top of your form 2 of your D major pentatonic. Then you're going to your E chord, sitting on top of your form 2, your E major pentatonic. And then you're back to your A chord again. And if you're on an electric guitar, you can keep going up and it just repeats. So the scale choice is really up to you. You can also just play notes around it and feel what sounds good. I like to have a scale to map out and feel comfortable with, knowing what notes work. And it's cool to mix scales, like when you're playing over the D chord to go to your D major scale instead of just using your A major scale the entire time. But if you know all the forms of your pentatonic, then you can use that. The best thing to do is know where these chords sit within their scale shapes. And this is all movable, so if you wanted to do it in a different key, you could do it in a different key too. If you change the key to D major, you could do a 1-4-5 chord progression the same way. So you'd have your 1 chord here, have your 4 chord here, 5 chord here. So 1-4-5 in D is D, G, A. And then it starts over again. So 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1. So really fun exercise to start mapping out your triads and also work on your rhythm and lead together. It's really going to help you start understanding the fretboard a lot better and navigating up and down the fretboard. I hope you like this lesson. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.